What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to this late transfer news video here on Anfield Agenda, where once again I'm going to ask a question that I hope more people are starting to say out loud. Where is the money, John? Because this is becoming a disgrace, an embarrassment, and once again has the potential to unravel our season. I'm going to go through and give you some newspaper stories around transfers that may or may not happen. But ultimately, I'm going to give you my honest and unfiltered opinion of where we're at as a football club, what we need to do, and what my fellow fans have to stop doing. That and lots more over the next few minutes. But as always, I want to know your thoughts. So let me know in the comment section. Drop a like in the video if you enjoy it. And most importantly, please do hit that subscribe button. So I'm going to start off by going through some of the stories. And then I'm going to get straight to the heartfelt plea from me to my fellow Liverpool fans. So first off, Christian Falk has suggested that Liverpool are considering signing Joshua Kimmich. No, they aren't. That's absolutely not true. There's no way Liverpool are going to pay his 300 grand plus week wages. Christian Falk knows that. He's trying to drum up interest in a player who is negotiating an extension at Bayern or may move on. But it won't be to Liverpool, so we can move past that one. Next up, according to Anfield Watch and some others, Liverpool admire Osimhen, which we don't. Liverpool really admire Victor Osimhen. Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes both view him as an ideal replacement for Nunez, which I don't think he is, to be honest. Liverpool's interest in Osimhen goes back many years, with Edwards a keen admirer of Nigerian since his first foray in European football in Belgium and then Lille, but yet didn't want to take him when he was available on loan or when was available to be bought from Napoli, and has gone to Galatasaray. This is why I struggle to figure out where this nonsense comes from. There's very little chance of Liverpool signing Victor Osimhen, in my opinion, in this window. But we will move on now to speak about how we could free up a place to move him on, and that is by selling Darwin Nunez, who has admirers in Italy, but also now has admirers coming in from the Saudi Pro League, where it's been reported that there are clubs over there who are keeping tabs on a situation at Liverpool. And hopefully somebody ponies up some money and we can move past this mistake and get on to bringing in somebody who may have a future at the club. And I know all of this sounds very blunt and to the point at the minute, but I'm absolutely seething right now as a fan. The performance tonight, we'll get past and move on again. But once again, here we are, January, crunch time of the season, and we're hearing the club are going to hold their nerve and not do much business in the window, and that the club blah blah blah, and that everything is great, the contracts aren't a distraction, players aren't fatigued, and everything that you and I are seeing with our eyes isn't true. And it annoys me. And I'm going to have to once again say, for the love of God, what is it going to take for some people to come around to the idea that these owners absolutely do not give a damn? And absolutely, those who are in positions of power at our club are, at the best, not doing the job, and at the worst, are part of the problem. Our manager has to be professional, and I get he's not going to come out and throw players under the bus, but there's nothing wrong with coming out to say, we have some space in our squad we need filling, we need to bring in that midfielder for Ryan Gravenberch, we now have a potential another injury to another centre-back, which leaves us with two, but again, we're going to be told that, well, there's no space, how can you improve on what's here? And all the other tired, lazy nonsense that have been rammed down our throats for the past 7 or 8 years with these owners. It isn't good enough. And we have a chance now to be proactive about this and let it be known what needs to be done. Because Arne Slot has gotten off to a great start as Liverpool manager, and we all want the best outcome this season. But unfortunately, every year we get into a position where fans get comfortable because we're top of a league or doing well at the start of a season, go in on the rest of us who are calling for signings and calling out deficiencies in the squad. We then get labelled as being ungrateful or being FSG or whatever other lazy tropes you want to use, while the season goes on and unravels because our players are ran into the ground and we don't have replacements for them. And even if you're saying to me, hang on Craig, we have players and they're injured, well, why isn't Arne Slot giving minutes to Harvey Elliott and Chiesa when you've got players on the pitch tonight that are absolutely exhausted? Why isn't he playing Endo from the start of the game, the defensive midfield role? I'll tell you why, because he doesn't trust them. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And this man has made the decisions over and over again not to turn to these players. And they're taking up valuable places in our squad. Elliott should have been on that pitch tonight. No doubt about that. Chiesa should have been brought on for the very least the last 15 minutes. So why are we seeing things with our own eyes and being told different by the club. I'll tell you why, because they can't say what we can as fans. Arne Slot has to be professional, but don't get lured into this nonsense again. Don't let this crap about looking to the summer, holding your nerve, and everything else that you see and hear over this month get you on side. The owners aren't good enough. Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards need to come out with an apology or need to get their finger out, because they've been nothing but a joke since they've come back to the club. They've done nothing. Nothing. We sat on our hands in the summer window and didn't strengthen. Then we had the contract situations, which we're all being told were number one in the inbox for Richard Hughes. Hasn't got one of them sorted. Then we're told that the contract situation aren't getting into the players' heads, even though the players themselves have come out and said they're getting into their heads. So stop buying into the hype. The club have to say that everything's great, even if the house on fire is behind them. But we as fans don't. We can be honest and we can call this stuff out. If you want the best for Liverpool Football Club, which I've no doubt everybody watching this video is a Liverpool fan does, then you have to make some of these tough calls. And you have to call out this ownership. Because they're going to go and strengthen with the Red Sox, because they've told the fans they're going to do that. But meanwhile, we're over here in a great position, watching helplessly as we go through another wobble, as we see players starting to fatigue, as the injuries starting to pile up. And what do some of the media do? They just blow smoke up the club's backside by saying Liverpool are holding their nerve. It doesn't take nerve to be cheap. It takes cowardice to not go out there and do your job. And if people don't want to call that out, then I'll continue to do it. Because like you guys, I want the best for this football club. I want the best for Arne Slot. And I don't want to see players run into the ground and shortchanged over the contracts because the club are cheap. It's okay to say it out loud. Don't be ashamed. FSG and Liverpool Football Club are cheap. You can say it. It doesn't matter. It's not going to change anything. Say it out loud. You might feel better. But nobody can tell me that they're happy with the current status quo. And nobody can tell me that they don't see 2 or 3 spaces in this squad that need to be improved. Whether it's left back, centre back, midfield or up top. You will all have 1 or 2. So please, for the love of God, start to call that out. Start to expect what other clubs' fans do. Which is, at the very least, the club to do their part in the transfer window. And don't buy the excuses. Don't buy the nonsense that you've heard year after year that you know deep down just isn't true. So let's see what happens over the next few weeks. But I'm going to continue to call for signings. I'm going to continue to, yes, back the manager. Yes, try to stay behind the players. But also speak out against what I know is nonsense. And the ability for our club to go into the market is there. The money is there. But is the willingness there from the owners? Is the willingness there for Hughes? Or is he just not good enough at his job? I don't know the answer to that. But I know I want players brought in. And I know I don't want another season where we're asking at the end of it, what if, what if, what if? We've been there. We've seen it. The heartache is real. I don't want to feel it again as a Liverpool fan. So now it's over to you. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm recording with David Lynch. We'll have a news video coming out as well at around 4 o'clock. And I'll see you tomorrow night for the late night agenda. Appreciate you watching. Talk soon. Bye-bye.